Alright, what's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by. Got a little something new for you to hear today. So, quickly, something about me you should know. Love movies. Big movie guy here. Try to see new releases if they pique my interest, and this one certainly did for a number of reasons. And I thought it'd be fun to do a little review and draw along here for you. Could draw one of the scenes from this movie, give you my thoughts, and then maybe go into the process of the drawing here a little afterwards. But jumping right into it, I know I'm a little late to the party here, but for the sake of being thorough, give you a little plot synopsis just so you know what we're dealing with here, what you're getting into. Essentially, what you gotta know. Title character, Mickey Barnes, played by Robert Pattinson. Bobby Pattinson, if you're nasty. He's on an intergalactic journey, trying to get away from some non-desirable characters, if you will. And in doing this, he signs up to be an expendable. What's an expendable? Well, let me tell you. An expendable is a sorry son of a bitch who signs up to die at a whim at any given moment for any given reason. I mean, they'll kill him just for fun. I mean, I don't know. Like, this guy, he's not having a great time. Let's just go ahead and say that. But as I'm sure you can tell by the title of this movie, we're on the 17th Mickey. He's died 17 times. He's well versed in death. Oh, and I should mention, the reason he can keep dying and come back to life is because they just keep printing his ass out in some kind of futuristic human waste reproduction type machine that just kind of keeps popping him out whenever they need him to. But the trick of it comes when Mickey 18 comes in the picture. But Mickey 17 hadn't quite died yet. So then we got a conundrum that could get them both killed and unravels in a journey of love, comedy, stupidity, quirkiness. It's got the whole bag here. And when I say quirkiness, I mean quirkiness. This is a quirky ass movie. For good and for worse sometimes. That's okay though. But with all that said, it's worth noting that this is the latest movie from director Bong Joon-ho, who is well known and well revered for movies such as Parasite and Snowpiercer and The Host. And of that bunch, I must say Snowpiercer, personal favorite of mine, damn good movie. Check it out if you haven't gotten the chance. It's a wild one. But Bong Joon-ho is a Korean filmmaker, and I gotta say, you can tell that, I don't know if it's the Korean sensibility, Korean comedic style, it oozes all throughout this movie. But it makes for a unique watch, makes for a unique take on a story like this. But enough blabbing about all the specifics and the details. I'm sure you just want to know, is the damn thing good or not? And I'm here to tell you, I really liked it a lot. I quite enjoyed my time with it for a number of reasons. It's not a perfect movie, and we'll get into that in a little bit here. But what I will say is, as far as the standout elements of this movie, it's got to be the sets and the way they shot it. It's all got a very interesting sci-fi feel to it. It's got a bit of that dystopian bleakness to it, but it's like, it's so goofy and whimsical, and it's such an interesting mixture of tones, I gotta say. And of course, I can't talk about the positives of this movie talking about our boy Bobby Pattinson, Robert Pattinson. I mean, listen guys. I mean, the guy is Batman. He's Batman. I mean, that's gonna get you a certain amount of points going into the door. But he's here, he's playing multiple Mickeys, and they all got some subtle differences that make him just unique enough. But particularly when we get to the part where Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 are playing off each other in the second half of this movie, I mean, this guy's unbelievable. I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say that he's one of the best actors of this generation that we're currently going. I mean, damn near carries the movie by himself, playing two characters at once. And yes, I could just sit here and just hype up everything that Pattinson did in this one. And it's deserved. But I will stop for a second and say, give credit to some of the supporting characters too. There is some fun to be had there. You got the likes of Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, the two big bads of this whole movie, playing the for lack of a better term, the dipshit politicians that are running this expedition to this ice planet. And there's a lot of comedy and political satire to come out of that. But this must come as a surprise to also say that the supporting characters are not all human, and it cannot be understated that there are some alien creatures in this movie that inhabit the planet that is trying to be colonized. And they are certainly standout characters of this movie in their own right. It's crazy to say. I mean, animated little worm creatures, snow-burrowing worm creatures, who would have thought? But damn it, there was heart, there was emotion, and there were stakes. And you know what? I actually gave a shit about what happened to these creatures. They're called creepers. That's what they're affectionately called. And you know what? Don't be surprised you see this movie, you come out, and you're out here rooting for the creepers. You're rooting for them to succeed, take their lands, whatever it ends up being. So all of this is to say that I think the strengths of this movie lie in the performances, especially from the Batman himself, Robert Pattinson. And you know what? Go ahead and put the creepers in there too. They may not be real people, they may be animated, but damn it, they were just some standout characters. But it's also in the sets and the initial premise, storyline of the movie. That's the best part. Now, what I will say as far as the negatives, you know, I felt like this movie was a little long. Maybe a little longer than it had to be. There's a lot of story, a lot of deeper themes that they were trying to go for there, but honestly, I felt like we could have trimmed maybe 15 minutes out of the movie. Who knows where and exactly when? I'd have to see it again to know, but I just felt myself, I just started to feel the runtime a little bit there. And admittedly, with this movie and all its quirkiness, that could lead to it being a bit strange sometimes. And the direction that the plot ends up going in certain ways, this could lead to this movie not quite being for everybody. But on the flip side of that, as the movie stands, I enjoyed it, I was looking forward to it, and I would say that it at least met most of my expectations. I left with a positive response coming out of the movie overall, so if I had to put a number to it, I think I would go ahead and say this is a solid 7 out of 10 for me. Good score. I'd say solid score right there, all things considered. And you know what? I'd go ahead and I'd recommend it. So now that you've gotten my thoughts on the movie itself, I'll just quickly kind of explain what's going on here with the drawing. As far as what I've been using for this, it's Artex acrylic markers. And I guess the draw of these things, the beauty of these things is they're supposed to act like acrylic paint. But you don't have to do any of that pushing down, getting the ink or the paint or whatever ready to go in the nib. It's just ready to go out of the box. And this is the first time I'm ever using these things. And I gotta say, I was impressed. And I will definitely use these on some other future projects. But yeah, just standard drawing paper and the Artex acrylic markers. And as you can see, I'm going to be finishing up soon here after I get through the background and everything. So I'll just leave you with this and let you finish watching me complete this drawing. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one.